September 17th, 2006. In the quiet desert town of Pinion Pines, flames lit up the night sky. Inside the burning house lay two bodies, shot at close range. Outside, in a wheelbarrow, the charred remains of 18-year-old Becky Friedley, a girl with a future no one would ever see. Who could have wanted her family erased that night? Was this a crime of jealous rage, or something far darker and planned? And how did the evidence that finally broke the case stay hidden for so long? The man behind these atrocities is the one you see now. I propose we decrypt his police interrogation, line by line, to understand exactly how it all unfolded.
Okay. If you had anything to do with what happened to her, you need to tell me right now.
Okay. Well, I didn't.
Okay. Do you know for sure who did?
No.
Do you have any idea who did?
I've not the slightest idea. The only thing that, I'd spoken with her family, they talked about how her mom and her stepdad were in some kind of serious debt, and they brought up the idea of something about like a loan shark or something, but I mean, I'm not saying that's like something I seriously believe or anything. I don't know.
Is there anyone you can eliminate from this investigation?
Well, Kirshen, I suppose he was the only one who was with me during that time.
Okay.
I don't know anyone who would or who wouldn't. There wasn't. I haven't found anyone to have any motive to. I wouldn't understand why.
Well, tell me why you didn't do it.
Why I didn't? Well, aside from the fact that there's no gain for me. I was already broken up with her. It wouldn't benefit me at all. But other than that, I wouldn't kill anyone anyway.
Do you think you're capable of doing something like that?
Killing someone? No. I mean, especially the things I heard. Found her in a wheelbarrow or stuff like that, and it just seems really gruesome and stuff. I wouldn't be able to do that.
Do you actually think it happened the way people say it happened?
I don't know how anything happened. All I know is that she was in the wheelbarrow and two other people were in the house. Or actually, I don't even know if the wheelbarrow was outside. I just assumed, but.
Did you ever tell anyone, even jokingly, that you were involved?
No.
Obviously, it looks like he's mocking the cop and doesn't want to be honest. But let me stop here for a moment and give you the full picture. Because what you're seeing in that interrogation room doesn't make sense unless you understand the story behind it. We go back to September 17th, 2006, in the isolated desert community of Pinion Pines, California. Small, quiet, sleepy. The kind of place where doors are left unlocked and neighbors wave at each other every morning. But that night, the silence of the desert was shattered forever. At the center of it all was Becky Friedley, just 18 years old. She was on the edge of adulthood, full of dreams and possibilities. Her mother, Vicky Friedley, was fiercely protective, and her partner, John Hayward, was quietly trying to live a normal life. On the surface, everything seemed calm, but behind the scenes, danger was closing in, and it came from someone Becky had once trusted, her ex-boyfriend, Robert Pape. Pape wasn't just angry or hurt. He was obsessive, possessive, and calculating. That night, he and his accomplice Kristen Smith executed a plan that would destroy an entire family. They broke into the Friedley house, armed and ready. Inside, they confronted Vicky and John, shooting both at close range. The brutality of the act left no doubt. This wasn't spontaneous. It was cold, precise, and personal. But Pape and Smith didn't stop there. Becky, the girl he had once dated, became the final victim. After the shootings, they placed her body in a wheelbarrow outside and set her on fire. The flames were so intense that investigators couldn't even determine the exact cause of her death before the burning. Every step of that night was designed to erase the family, to leave nothing behind but fire, smoke, and terror. As firefighters arrived, they found the house engulfed in flames. Inside, Vicky and John lifeless, shot multiple times. Outside, Becky, burned almost beyond recognition. The scene was apocalyptic, a quiet desert home transformed into a nightmare. What makes this even more chilling is how personal the motive was. Pape wasn't just committing a random act of violence. He was settling scores, punishing those he felt had wronged him, and exerting control even in the most extreme, deadly way. He turned obsession, anger, and jealousy into a meticulously planned massacre, one that shocked the small community of Pinion Pines and left a permanent scar.
For a while and came back and...
What do you mean by going out there?
Oh, we went out to behind James Orkin Middle School. There's like that big desert area, but there's a spot where there's a lot of like tables and chairs and a bunch of stuff that people brought out there for specifically for paintballing. So that's where we're going out to play with the guns. But yeah, just basically trying to fix my gun the whole time. I think Christian's worked pretty well.
Were you able to use your gun at all?
Oh, yeah, I fired a few, I believe, but I mean it kept leaking air, so it didn't last very long.
Did you guys talk to anyone? Anyone come by that you know and hey, what's going on?
Well, no, because it was like it's like kind of like back like behind the school almost. So I mean, you're not gonna like see someone driving through the.
Well, I mean, no other paintballers there. Or
Mm-mm.
You talked to anyone on the phone while you're out there?
I don't believe so. If anything, maybe my girlfriend or something, but I don't know.
I mean, would you typically have your phone with you?
Sometimes, but I mean, we were planning on doing some like, little skirmishes, just us two. So if anything, I'd probably put my phone in the car or something because I wouldn't want to get it all dirty because it's all desert.
Okay. Would you leave your phone on or off?
It's very possible I'd turn it off.
Why would you do that?
Why would I turn it off? Just because it saved battery. My phone, a lot of times I'll use it to, it plays MP3s, so a lot of times I'll use it to play that, so it runs down the back. She had invited me to go hiking, and I had told her I would, and I didn't, I wasn't planning on going because I knew she would have kept on bugging me, so I just said I would, and then I was planning on just, canceling.
You're telling me about a hiking event. I'm asking you when that was.
Well, that was the thing. That was when that was the night we were supposed to go hiking, and it was supposed to be me and her and some other guy who I don't know, and that was the night that happened.
Is that what happened?
She was, that they were all kept.
Okay. Well, tell me about this other guy.
I don't know. I honestly can't remember whether she said he was a Marine or if I just assumed he was because that's who she associated with a lot. I'd heard about her and one of her sisters got going and hanging out at the Marine base, the 29 Palms Marine base kind of a lot, hanging out with the Marines there. So I like I said, I'm not sure if he actually was or not.
What makes you think, why would she invite you up there if she's inviting someone else that you don't know up there?
I believe that she still had feelings for me. I was the one who broke up with her, and she didn't like that. And I moved on. I'd gotten my current girlfriend, and I'd moved on and everything, and I was trying to slowly kind of just shut off contact with her, but she still wanted to hang out with me.
Okay. So, why would she invite you up there and invite someone else that you didn't know?
I don't know.
I mean, that wouldn't impress you, would it?
It wouldn't. The only thing I could imagine would be that she'd want to make me maybe jealous or something, but I mean, okay. I'm only speculating. I don't know why. That was, it seemed odd to me at the time, and it's kind of another reason why I didn't want to go.
Well, where does Christian fit in with this?
Christian doesn't fit in with an hiking trip.
Well, remember when Becky came over to Christian's house?
Yeah, I was at Christian's house,
Right.
So I guess that'd be the only time he fits in anywhere.
Okay, so when Becky, this was the day before the murder,
When she came over?
right?
Was it? I believe it was, but I wasn't sure.
Becky called you and said she was in the area and you were at Christian's house.
Yeah,
and
she
came
said
over?
that she was doing some homework or something with a friend of hers or something. She said she just wanted to stop by and say hi or something. And I'm like, well, I'm over at Christian's. And
Okay. So when she got to Christian's house and talked to you, was Christian present?
I think Christian walked out, and I think he just said hi, and I think he walked out one more time to say bye or something, but I'm not sure if he was... If he was there, I don't think he was standing there the whole time. I can't remember.
Was he involved in the hiking conversation?
No. No, there was...
Were you going to go up to Becky's house with Christian?
No, I wasn't.
Were you going to go up to Becky's at all?
Well, I wasn't going to.
It was never your intent to
It
go
was
up
never
there?
my intent to actually go hiking.
Okay. Did you lead Becky to believe that you and Christian were going to go up there together?
No. I don't believe so. I believe I just said I was just going to go.
Yeah. So why would other people believe that you and Christian were the ones going up there?
I'm not sure. I mean, I guess suppose it's possible that that maybe he was included since he was there. But I, as far as my recollection, I thought it was just yes.
What was the deal with that?
Well, Javier told me. He called me and told me that there was a body in a wheelbarrow, and he later told me that it was her body.
Okay. Have you ever seen a wheelbarrow at her house?
I don't know. There's all sorts of tools. They had a little old tractor and things like that. I imagine there would be a wheelbarrow. But I don't believe I've personally seen it.
Okay. So if you haven't personally seen it, then it's fair to say you've never touched it?
I wouldn't imagine, but I've played around in their garage before, just because he had a lot of power tools. I know if I've played with the different tools. Some are power tools, some are gasoline.
Right, but there's a difference between tools and a wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
You know what a wheelbarrow is, right?
I know what it is, but like with the phone thing, I just assumed. I'm not going to say I never touched it, because it's possible that I've touched it before.
How could it be possible if you never recall seeing one?
Well, I mean, things can be somewhere and you don't remember it being there.
Surely you remember a wheelbarrow.
Well, I mean, I don't know what their garage looked like after the fire. It could look like, in the pictures I saw like online, it looked like that side wasn't the garage side wasn't as burnt as bad. So I don't know if the garage is okay. But if you've seen it, there's a lot of stuff in the garage. So it's kind of like my grandma's garage down here. There's a lot of things in there, and I'm sure I've touched a lot of them and couldn't recall it being there.
You know what DNA is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I'm talking about not DNA from years ago. I'm talking about DNA and fingerprints that are left at a crime scene.
Okay.
You know, that's stuff that you say, hey, this is stuff that's left now, not from 6 months ago or 12 months ago and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So she died on a particular date. Okay. We processed the crime scene for evidence. Okay. And certain evidence was collected. Okay. And that evidence tells us certain stuff, and it even gives us time frames. Okay. So would your DNA or fingerprints indicate that you were at that house on a day?
You're asking me?
Yeah. That she died?
No, it would not be there.
Okay. She had feelings for you. Did you have feelings for her still?
She was a big part of my life, and I couldn't just cut off everything, but it was, I was in the process of moving on. Definitely there wasn't as much feelings as there was, earlier.
Okay. So let's take like the 7 days prior to her death.
Okay.
Because I understand, you guys broke up, like what, January of 06?
I don't So we broke up in January. That would make sense.
Do you know when she died?
September, because the year
Do you know what
anniversary
day?
just came around. No, I don't know.
Okay. So in those 9 months, have you guys communicated, or what was the relationship in those 9 months? Specifically, say September. I'm sure February maybe you guys talked more than September, or vice versa. So tell me how that worked.
I think the time that I had spoken with her, like the night before or day before or whatever, before the murders, whatever happened.
It was a murder.
Okay, all right. Then I hadn't spoken with her in a good amount of time, because I was, like I was saying, I was trying to slowly stop the communication, just kind of move on.
I don't know what you mean when you for your time frame. A little amount of time.
Okay, I honestly don't remember the last time I had spoken with her before that. It was probably more than a month.
Did you talk to her on the day she died?
The day? Yes.
Okay. How many times do you think you talked to her on the day she died?
I believe once.
Okay. Did you see her that day?
No, not that day.
Okay. The day before she died, you talked to her in person at Christian's house?
Yes.
Okay. Did you, and I know you said she called on the phone before she got to Christian's house.
Okay, yeah.
So that's 2 communications that day. Did you guys have any other conversation that day?
Wait, 2 communications that day? Wait.
She called you, said I'm in the area, and I'm gonna come by. Then she showed up at Christian's house.
Okay.
So you guys had 2 conversations.
Okay, yes.
Okay. So other than those 2 conversations, did you talk to her at any other time on that day before she died?
I don't think so, but I mean, I guess it's always possible that, it's like, oh, she called to say something real quick or something, but there shouldn't have been any other, like, detailed conversations.
What about that day before? 2 days before she died?
I don't believe I spoke with her.
Okay. I mean, because if you talk to her one time, you may not remember. Could be insignificant. But if you talk to her 20 times, obviously you would remember.
Okay.
So that's what I'm getting at.
I don't believe I did. I don't remember. It was, some time ago.
Okay. It's not going to serve us much purpose if we talk about things and we just get a whole bunch of I don't remembers.
Okay.
Obviously, that's why.
But then again, I don't want to say something that's clearly wrong. So
Sure.
I mean,
I don't want you to do that either.
I was trying to be, like, honest about the phone thing. I assumed he did. It just would be weird to me that he didn't have a phone, but I guess he didn't then.
What time were you supposed to go hiking?
We didn't have. I remember speaking with her. She just said after work, and I said, after work, I've got to get, take a shower and stuff like that. So it's obviously going to be sometime after that. But I don't remember if we set a specific time.
After your work or her work?
My work. I don't think she worked that day.
Okay, so you got off work at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock, right?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Okay. So what time would you call her in order to cancel? I mean, she would expect you at some point.
Yeah.
Daytime, nighttime?
If anything, it'd probably be a little bit later, because I think I was trying to kind of just save it for the last minute, just kind of like, oh, this something just came up real quick or something. So I believe, if anything, I would have saved it till a little bit later.
Okay. So what time do you think?
Well, we were late for church and stuff, so about 5 or 6. It'd actually have to be, after 6 or something. I guess it'd be between 6 and 8 or something.
Okay.
But I thought 8 seems too late anyway, so I'd imagine it was before that.
Okay, well, the only thing before 8 and after 6 would be 7.
Okay, I guess that seems like a fair number that I would guesstimate.
So it'd be fair to say that you would have called Becky around 7 to counsel because you would anticipate she would have been home at that time?
I'd imagine, yeah, I'd say that would seem fair.
Okay. So would there be a telephone record of you calling her cell phone at 7 o'clock?
There should be. I mean, obviously you've got the records.
If the first time that you talked to Detective Michaels, do you remember talking to him in this room?
Yes.
And he was asking you about, all this stuff about Becky?
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned that you were going to go hiking with him, or go hiking with Becky?
Yeah, I was supposed to, yes.
Okay. But you didn't tell him that you canceled.
I thought I did.
But you didn't.
I didn't tell him that I did cancel? What did I say, that I never spoke with her, or?
No, you just didn't. You just blew her off, basically. You didn't intend to go.
Well, because I believe I remember talking about her calling, I believe she called Christian's cell phone after that because she knew I blew her off. Somehow, I believe.
Why would she call Christian's cell phone?
Because if she was trying to get a hold of me, Christian would be the only other person to get to, because I'm usually...
Why was she trying to get a hold of you?
Because obviously if I wasn't there, or I hadn't talked to her, what happened, then obviously she'd want to get a hold of me and find out what's going on.
But didn't you just tell me you talked to her and canceled?
I believe I did.
So why would she call Christian and try to get a hold of you?
Because I believe I called and canceled and she wasn't happy about it, so she called Christian to get a hold of me because I believe if I had stopped talking to her, maybe she called me and I didn't pick up or something.
Okay. Alright, you want to drink of water?
My mouth is a little bit dry, but I mean, I was just...
We're almost done.
Okay.
Has Christian ever shot your two guns? Your shotgun and your
He's never shot the shotgun. He has shot the Mosin.
Have you shot his weapons?
I shot the shotgun one time.
When was the last time?
It was when he first got it, and that was a good deal of time ago. So I mean, I guess you'd have to. I couldn't even say when it was.
Okay. They found a holster at your house.
Yes, sir.
And whose holster is that?
That is mine, because I was hoping to get a Glock for the class, the peace officer training class. Okay. And I mean, I'll tell you, but if you want to verify, you can verify with my brother. I'm trying to save up money, and well, I mean, it's really going to be his, but I'm going to use it for the class.
What caliber are you looking at?
I was looking at the Glock 22. It's the full size 40 caliber, because it's I just heard it was just what the police officers are using now. Which is a little more powerful than the 9mm, but it's well, I guess it's just a little more powerful than 9mm, but I don't really know much about it.
Have you ever shot a 40 caliber?
No, sir.
Did Christian's dad, John, you know him?
I know him
pretty well.
I mean, just because he's my friend's dad, but
okay. I mean, he said he kind of knew you pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we watched movies and talk like that.
Okay.
Talk things.
He was kind of under an impression that both you guys were going up there too.
You thought we were actually going to go up there?
You and Christian. Where would he get that from?
I don't know where he would get that impression.
Okay. Was there some conversation that you guys had that maybe other people thought you guys were going to do something that you didn't actually intend to do? Like go up there?
No, we never had the intention of actually going there.
You ever heard of like pro-life Catholic ministries?
Pro-life, against abortion. I'm not sure if that's like a specific group, but pro-life Catholic ministries.
Well, you're Catholic.
Yeah.
And they have this
people boycott abortion and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, there's this Catholic group who go around the local churches here, the Catholic churches, and they train the volunteers, about, pro-life, teenage pregnancies, things like that. Maybe even assist with, troubled teens or things like that.
Okay.
I mean, you have that at your church?
There are people who are involved in it. My mom is involved in a program. It's called Magnificat. I don't know what all that consists of, but
some of this organization is probably the main, diocese in San Bernardino. Their groups probably come around. They pass out their business cards. They go to your church, Sacred Heart. You ever seen any of these business cards?
A business card? I don't know.
Well, they say pro-life ministries on them.
I don't recall, but I would imagine, maybe I've seen it, but I just don't recall seeing it. But just a business card. I don't know.
Well, it's just not a business card. You're 19 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. You go to college. You tell me that you've explored a career in law enforcement. You've taken this class.
I'm taking it now. Yes. Sir.
Okay. So these aren't just general questions. These are things that maybe you know the answer to or you don't. Okay. So if there was a business card with your fingerprint on it that said pro-life ministries, would there be a reasonable explanation for it?
It would make sense because my mom is involved in pro-life, things like that. So I wouldn't.
It would make sense that your mom's fingerprint's on it, but I'm asking you about your fingerprint.
I've helped out with the different things. I've gone and do little protest things, like go stand in front of the abortion clinics and things like that. I've passed out flyers and stuff. I mean, if a business card was part of that, then I'm not ruling out that I wouldn't have touched it. It would make sense if my fingerprint would be on something like that.
Okay. Was Becky involved in that?
Pro-life? I don't believe so.
I mean, would you have conversation with her about it?
I know we've spoken about it. I don't think she's ever done anything that involved stuff like that. I don't remember.
So would you give her a business card?
Maybe I would. I've got things like that.
Robert, you telling me that you're kind of involved in it?
Yeah, I wouldn't actively.
But Becky's not. You would remember if you gave Becky a business card related to this pro-life abortion stuff. Okay.
I don't know why I necessarily. Recently?
Okay.
I don't know why I would have given her a card like that. I really don't know why I would have.
Well, I'm asking you, would you have or would you not have?
I'm not saying it's something I'd never do.
Well, certainly you would remember if you did.
Well, I don't know why I wouldn't necessarily remember something like that. Why is that such, it's not like a significant event. It's just...
Well, Becky's death, Becky's murder is pretty significant.
But I don't know how that makes a business card a significant
Well,
thing.
A business card about, pro-life and things like that, you're involved in it, she's not.
Okay.
You would remember.
Why would
you give it to her?
Why would I remember that specifically? It's a business card.
You remembered a lot of things that weren't significant about all this.
Like what?
All sorts of things. We've talked about things for all sorts of things that you remember, calls and conversations and places. They had no significance, but you seem to remember that.
Am I a suspect? Would you consider me a suspect in the murder?
Yes.
Why was it that Christian's dad was told that,
We're not talking about Christian.
I didn't say
We're talking about Robert Papp.
Okay, it's Pape, but I feel this conversation is just moving towards a hostile tone, and I don't appreciate being taken from my house when I would have voluntarily given up my fingerprints and my DNA cheek sample or whatever, and I missed an interview. I would have a job now. I have no income right now. Of course, it's not so much of a big deal since I'm living with my mom, but I just feel that it was a little unnecessary.
I thought Becky Friedley's tragic death was significant in your life.
That was significant. Well, it is significant. What says that that's not significant?
You just turned the page and thought some other things in life were significant. Why Christian's dad said this. Who cares about what he said? Let's talk about Robert.
Because someone he spoke with said that Christian and I weren't suspects. But it seems pretty obvious we are.
When was that?
You can ask him. I don't remember exactly when it was, but someone had.
He's not here, so I'm asking you. When was that? Today? Yesterday?
It was maybe about 4 months ago.
Okay, well, things have changed in 4 months.
Have they changed that much? They've really focused on that. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, well, I'm a person who collects information. I'm not in the business of giving information. Things have changed and things constantly will move forward. Okay?
And while
I'm giving you an opportunity to show your truthfulness to me. Okay? And if you want to take a polygraph test and pass the polygraph test, then that will show your truthfulness.
Really? Okay. Well, the other thing is, if you look at the other side of the coin, when you, consider that, an attorney's only goal is to be like defending and making money. Well, obviously, isn't that saying that your only goal is to try to like make someone look guilty so that, maybe you can.
My only goal is to find the truth. The facts. Okay? I get paid the same whether crime gets solved or doesn't get solved.
The point I'm making is it just seems like it's moving towards more of a hostile tone, and I just feel like I would feel more comfortable seeking some sort of legal advice.
You can do whatever you want, Robert.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, then that's what I'm saying that I want to do.
Okay. And you'll be able to. You can do that. So your service is with Verizon.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And every time you make a cell phone call, it is documented.
Okay.
And you know what a cell tower is?
Yes, I know what a tower is. Yeah.
Okay. A tower gives you a location where you're at.
Okay.
Okay. So based on the triangulations of the cell towers and your phone call history, I can tell you where you were at when you made certain phone calls.
Okay, and like I said,
One thing we need an explanation for is where you were at when you made a particular phone call, because it's not jiving with your story.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm not sure why it wouldn't jive with my story.
It wouldn't if it wasn't the truth.
Okay.
Okay? Remember, the truth doesn't change?
Okay, and I'm telling you what I remember.
Okay. Unfortunately, what you remember and what happened is two different things.
Okay.
Okay? So we need to get rid of what you remember and find the truth.
Okay. But
Okay?
you can't just get rid of what you remember if that's what you remember. Because aside from what you remember, there's nothing really, because if you don't remember it.
Well, the truth is always there. And for some reason, people always kind of come back and remember the truth. You can remember insignificant things in your life, right? All the time you remember things that are insignificant. Okay.
Certain things, but that's why I call it insignificant, because a lot of times you don't remember them.
Well, no. Okay. Now we have a significant day. Robert is at the police station.
Okay.
Okay. Is our prime suspect for this murder. And this isn't the time to can't recall an insignificant fact. Okay? You need to think down deep inside you and start recalling some significant facts.
Okay.
Okay.
I
need an explanation on some of these places you were at. Maybe there's a reasonable explanation. Okay? But until I hear it, okay, there ain't no explanation. If you want to make it reasonable, I'm all ears.
Okay. But that's as I remember.
No? Don't you think you and Christian would remember the same events?
I'd imagine we would.
Okay.
But then again, I'd imagine he'd remember the locations of where exactly we went better than I would, since
Why
he was
would
driving.
he? Why?
Because he was driving and I wasn't looking at the road.
What were you looking at?
I was looking at my phone.
Okay, for 20 minutes?
I don't remember.
So, you know where Monterey is?
Yes, I know where Monterey is.
Okay. You know Monterey south of 111? Where does that road go?
That goes up to Rebecca's house.
Okay. Were you at any time on Monterey south of Highway 111?
I suppose the only way is if we turn around there.
Okay. Well, why would you turn around there? You have no idea where you turned around.
I do. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's possible that we turn around there. I didn't say that we did.
After lying through the entire interrogation, spinning story after story, and refusing to be honest with the investigators, the truth finally caught up with Robert Pape and Kristen Smith. The trial, which unfolded in 2018 under intense media scrutiny, was a spectacle of tension and heartbreak. Families, friends, and the public watched every testimony, every piece of evidence, and every calculated move of the accused. Robert Pape was convicted of first-degree murder for Vicky and John, and second-degree murder for Becky. Kristen Smith was also found guilty. The judge handed down a sentence that left no room for doubt or hope. Life in prison without the possibility of parole for both of them. In that moment, the weight of their crimes, the manipulation, the lies, and the cold disregard for human life were made undeniably clear. For years, Pape had treated the police, the system, and even the victims' families with blatant defiance, as if he could outsmart justice itself. But justice, patient and relentless, finally closed in. The courtroom was silent as the sentence was read, a chilling reminder that no lie, no act of deceit, can last forever when weighed against the truth. This case reminds us that even in the darkest moments, the law can prevail, and the voices of the victims are never truly silenced. If you want to see more deep dives into shocking true crime stories and learn how justice unfolds in some of the most twisted cases, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. The next story is even more revealing, and you won't want to miss it.